Well, basically, I feel from my research and studies of reading books, seeing different videos throughout the world, I see through a time in history they have kept a lot of things out of the history books in the world today, especially if we go back to Germany and look upon Hitler. In the history books dealing with Hitler, they always just show you about, the different things that happened between Hitler and the Jews. But they never show you about Hitler had the science of forming and making a flying disc. There's videos of stuff coming out now about Hitler and the secrets of the Third Reich, where they had flying disc-shaped saucers back in World War II that could maneuver, go up and down, sideways back in World War II time. What else was happening at that time with Hitler and a lot of these secret societies throughout the world? And now people are saying there's also technology out there for different types of flying discs that's going on that's man-made. Some say these are being made at Area 51. There's a book out called Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper, who many people have been checking out. Whether it's truth or fiction, that's for you to find out. It's for everybody to get out there and start researching. So there's a lot of things to be talked about dealing with UFOs. It's not unidentified no more, it's unexplainable flying object, because we already know that they're here. And there are many people who claim to have been abducted. Not everybody is crazy, and not everybody is telling lies. And there's been people who's been put under hypnosis that's seen a lot of other things with their mind, with their third eye. And our mind is very powerful, because your mind could take you to places where you've never been before. And even if you look at the ocean life, if we was to step into all the oceans and the rivers and lakes throughout the world, we are aliens to the ocean life, the fish and whatever is under sea. So we don't really know too much about that, except for what different people like Jacques Cousteau and others who have been under there doing research about the underworld, and they yet could go so far. Then this thing about Atlantis. They said Atlantis was so powerful that it blew its own self up. There's writings on the walls, they say, in Kemet, which is Egypt, about Atlantis. And they say America is almost like what Atlantis was back in the day, with all this powerful technology that it's got today. Remember, when Hitler lost the World War II, America took a lot of the scientists from Germany to America. And a lot of people, the first thing they do when they win the war is take a lot of the people's scientists or secrets, documents and stuff that they have found in a lot of these mystery schools that they have out here. So there's a lot of strange things that's going on the planet, and I believe strongly that there's life in other planets. I believe that we've been visited for many years ago. It's in the Bible, it's in the glorious Quran, it's in a lot of other scholar books that's out there who are putting out amazing type of things out here about this subject. And we just got to read and get a higher understanding, because you got to understand that we're on different planes. You go different planes of higher education and you get an understanding, then you overstand. And you got to know that there's things that can't be let out to the people that higher people in authority knows about. Some people say there's colonies on the moon and Mars. Somebody found the Sphinx face on Mars, the same like they have in Egypt. So what was going on in Mars? Why is everybody so interested in Jupiter? They even saying that when the crater hit Jupiter, that there was an SOS that was sent down to America for help from Jupiter. We don't know how true it is, but I remember hearing this on the news, certain news shows, then you didn't hear about it no more. Then we heard about it in these weekly bug journals like the Examiner and some of those papers, but a lot of those papers mix falsehood with truth. So, there's a lot of things going on, and there's a lot of things that's being done for people to be blind, deaf, and dumb, not to even question what's going on. And I said we as human beings got to know what's going on our planet, because there's some secrecy going on. There might be people that's trying to get as many people they could get off the planet, because they know if we don't change our energies, our cosmic energies, that we're going to destroy our planet. Something happened back then. They said the moon one time was connected with the earth. They say that's why the craters don't have water on the moon today. But how could that be? And they say some crazy scientist blew back the moon and the earth at a time. The ideologies that people got, the theories that so many people got, you just got to check them all. I'm one person that do not believe that we came from no apes. I believe black people have been here so long that from black people came all walks of life. Africa is the mother of all civilization. I'm not talking about just that little continent map, because that's the continent that Europe carved out when they had the Crusades and all that was going on. We got to go back to ancient maps where they show Mesopotamia, Arabia, all that was part of Africa at the time. That was West Asia, because all was called Asia. That's why your part was your Asia. You got to know about the Grenadian people that was in Europe and all the other ones who was down in New Zealand and other places, and people was going from place to place. And then as people came out of their lower self, like back where you had Caucasians, they was in the caves. You had other people, Africa, that was living on raw. Everybody had their time where there was nothing before God, but then everybody progressed to become great in their civilized self as human beings. And we must get the truth of what black, brown, yellow, red, and white people, human beings, had did to better earth people on this planet, as well as if anything came from alien beings.
That's the last question. You heard about that Roswell case back
1947.
47,
Mhm.
right? What do you think about that?
I believe truly that happened. And I believe the Roswell case is just a little slight case. That's really, that's less now. They got cases now where they said a ship landed in Russia just a couple of years ago. They have cases where in 1952 they said UFOs was over Washington, D.C. They have things now where people seeing things in the present day and time over in the Nevada desert at Area 51. People talk about Hagar 18. There's many movies that's on the subject of the Philadelphia experiment about ships that went into different dimensions. And some of these things happen because sometimes when you walk down a dark street, you could be walking, passing a tree, and you see something looking at you, then you look again and it's gone. You say, oh, what was that? Was somebody there or was somebody not there? And they say that's dimensions, different time parallels. So many theories that you could go for. You just got to know not to get crazy with your mind about it. But a lot of these people who found out things, we would call them kooks or crazy people, but they wasn't crazy when they found out how to make electricity, how to make light bulbs, how to make lamp poles, how to make ships, how to make bridges. So if all these people was kooks that made all these things, then you might as well say that all the rest of these people that seen these flying saucers and everything's are kooks. Where they're not kooks. These are brainiac people that's trying to give things to the world and tell people what's happening. And in due time, you will see the truth of what they say. Peace.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Good to hear that.
All right.